Well, welcome back to the studio, and I'm here with Kay.
Hey guys.
This is our first shoot together, and we just did the first of two sets, and we figured we'd take a few minutes and just kind of chat a little bit with everybody, and just talk about model safety, and for models that might just be getting started, what was it when I reached out to you to set up the shoot? What did you look at? What did you vet? How did you determine that it was an okay to accept that shoot invitation, right? Because there's a lot of things that could happen.
So
right?
the first thing that I always do is I'll look at the Instagram page, because normally that's the point of contact, if not Model Mayhem. But with Instagram, there's obviously tagging, so I'll go through, if a photographer messages me, I'll go through and I'll see who he has tagged or in his photos. Some people don't tag models in their photos, and that's when I get a little skeptical. But most people,
a red flag.
For the most part, most people have their models tagged. So I'll go through and I'll pick usually 3 minimum. Sometimes people don't answer, so I'll reach out to a few more. And then I just get references from models that have worked with the photographer, or you in this case,
Right.
and see what they had to say about their shoot and their experience. And then if all goes well, then that's usually it for referencing for me. If they don't have models tagged on Instagram, I'll usually check to see if they have a website or a Model Mayhem or something of the sort, and usually they'll tag people there. If not, then I'll just ask the photographer directly, hey, do you have references that I can contact?
And do you find other models are really apt to respond back to you and give you some of that feedback, or a lot of people ghost you?
Most models are really good about it.
Gotcha.
Most models are really sweet. They'll give you long paragraphs of how it went and what they're about. Some people are just yeah, it was good.
Awesome. All right, so that's one awesome tip. Is there anything else that you think any new models would like to kind of know about, right?
I would say referencing also sometimes isn't the end deal. Sometimes you need to take an extra length and ask around and get different opinions, because everyone has different opinions on photographers, and one person might have something to say that the other 3 didn't.
Right.
And then there's also shady photographers that have bad references, and people still work with them and are fine. So a lot of it is you have to determine yourself.
Right. Do you look for, when you're looking down through those, you look some photographers have a very wide gamut of things they shoot. You just grab the ones they most recently worked with, or do you think you should go down and find ones that are kind of the same genre, right?
Yeah, I usually do most recent. I've never thought to go back in time, because if it's outdated, I don't know, I usually assume that they could maybe not be modeling anymore or whatever.
Right. All right, awesome. Is there anything else that you can think of?
I mean, maybe just there's photographers, like I was saying before, that are referenced and still get away with certain things that aren't necessarily professional, but it's not also criminal. Right. So, you can't really say anything about it, but just be careful with who you work with, and always set your boundaries. Right. That's probably the main thing.
Well, even if it's not criminal, other models should be fairly open with you about that type of stuff, right? If something made them uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And when you're looking at mood boards and such, is there anything that must be in there when someone sends something across to you, or a couple lines of text enough, or what is it you're kind of looking for when you're doing that same evaluation, right? Or I can tell you, personally, I used a whole bunch of tools in my past, or I've used Canva, which was really good. It allowed you, it was free, right? You could drag pictures on there, and you can put a little bit of text and some stuff. And then I went to Pinterest for a while, but then it's harder to put text and describe what you want to do. So now I've been using Milanote recently, and that's really cool, because you can drag in maps, you can drag in pictures, you can drag in columns.
Yeah, your mood board is really put together and set up. I don't think there's probably only one other photographer I've worked with that has a whole laid out mood board like that. That was very professional. But
I actually found that surprising that most people don't have. Do they not have their concept put together that well,
or don't have concepts at all. Some of them. Some of them will send me just screenshots of random Instagram pictures. Okay. So, it's funny. A lot of photographers actually send inspo of me. They'll go through my page and they'll be
I want to do that
this
one there.
This is the inspo. And I'm okay, yeah. But I don't look for anything specific in the concepts. I try to I like to do everything, so I don't mind. I do just, if the pictures don't look great, I do get skeptical. Like,
Right.
if it looks like it was shot on an iPhone in 2006, then
Right.
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
But-
definitely. Well, awesome. Well, I appreciate the few tips, and hopefully
Yeah.
any new models out there aspiring, we'll thank you for those as well. And
For sure.
all right. Well, thank you for joining us for this one, and we'll come back and do another one here in a moment.
Nice seeing you guys.
Thank you.